Hello, friends and bees, and friends who are also bees, and welcome to this week's Final Fantasy XIV stream. This week we are going to be hopping straight in on my alt, Arshad, and catching him up on the MSQ, due to the fact that the 5.5 is coming up pretty soon. As usual, my second monitor isn't working, so I'm gonna get chat up on my phone before I do anything else until my monitor turns itself back on. I'm less tired than usual and also less constrained by deadlines than usual. So we'll see how we do in terms of like streaming 3 to 11, given that most of my streams have been shorter than usual recently due to life circumstances. Basically, we'll probably keep going until I get tired, or I do overheat, or we hit a good ending point, or it hits 11 o'clock. Let's hop over to the gameplay, shall we? Oh, look, it's my face. There we go. Let me actually move so that I'm on camera properly. And I'm going to try last-ditch attempt to turn the monitor on. Nope. Okie doke. At least I know Mochibot's working. There's always that. Music volume is apparently also not working. So that's non-ideal. What's going on here? No? Okay. Default. Okay, desktop audio, why aren't you picking up? Well, my captioner is working at least, so that's something. Is there a filter? Why would there be a filter on my... There we go. For some reason it put a filter on desktop audio. As if that's what I wanted somehow. Anyway, there we go. As you can see, I last logged out on Scholar because of who I am as a person. Let me swap back to Dragoon and let us head back to Mordona. We are going to pick up the next quest because when we left off last week, we had just worked out how to free the Tempered, and the plan now is to do that thing. Also, my plan is to catch Arshad up on the main story completely, and then catch him up on Eden, and then yeah, I think is how I'm gonna do it. Although that does remind me that I do need to do my dwarf quest this week, otherwise I will forget. Let me in. Let me in. Oh, it's because my shoulder hurts. Okay. And as I said last week, I'm not going to talk to everyone because I did it before I'm even, also I cannot be bothered, you know? At long last, we have our cure. In theory, at any rate. We cannot be certain until such time as we put it to the proof, but I am quietly confident. Well, if we're to test it on someone, then I suggest Gabu. His symptoms are relatively mild. As long as you exercise due caution. As long as we exercise due caution, it will be fine. Without further ado then, let's make for Limsa. We've kept Gabu waiting long enough. Vamonos. no, I want to... Lower decks, there we go. Time to appreciate the gay catboy population before November. When you know they'll all turn into... Limps will be overrun by bunny boys. I accidentally got flavoured fizzy water, and I'll be honest, it doesn't taste so great combined with the orange juice, but c'est la vie. It's water, so I'll drink it, you know? Monitor. Ooh. There we go. Well, this is the moment of truth. I'll have the host bring Gabu to us at once. Oh, sorry for the flickering there, if you saw that.
Apologies for the wait. Gabu, have you been good? Still no change, I'm afraid. He just stands there in silence until we move him.
It's all right now. We're going to help you get better.
Always fun to see what
Fancy meeting you here.
expression your character's actually supposed to have.
Alphino Yushtola! I thought you were attending to primal matters.
I mean...
We were, and came here for a meeting on the subject. Certain pirate factions did not deign to attend, however, and it was cancelled.
We had resigned ourselves to having wasted a journey when we chanced to espy you. Could it be that there has been progress with the treatment?
Well, maybe is the answer. Cautiously optimistic.
Using Magitech terminals to formulate the solution. I would never have contemplated such an approach.
So this new magic, adapted from memory transference, would be used to purge the subject of their fanatical faith, while Angelo would be responsible for reanimating the ether of their soul. Yet I wonder at the practicalities. If one were to reanimate the soul first, it would only serve to exacerbate the tempering. Conversely, a stagnant soul would not respond to the effects of the magic. Would both need to be performed simultaneously?
Ah, nothing escapes Master Matoya's inquiring eye. As you say, both must be carried out simultaneously. And thus, I propose to imbue Angelo with the tempering treatment in much the same manner as I did the spirit vessels.
A friend appears. There he is. A friend.
By doing so, we also spare Graha the trouble of casting spell after spell. It's really rather efficient.
Be that as it may, certain difficulties are unavoidable. The imbuing process will still require no small amount of ether. And, as I can no longer draw upon the Crystal Tower's stores of energy, I will be compelled to rely on those of others.
Well, I for one would be glad to assist.
That's
As
our
would I.
Ralphino.
Since the resumption of our duties, it has been naught but stuffy meetings, and I have ample ether to spare.
Arshad's like, I ain't using it to be a dragon.
Excellent. With your permission, then, let us begin. Yes, this will do.
Just had to drain them, don't worry about
Now,
it.
It's my turn.
I like that Graha can be like any class. Like, I guess Graha's like
Tis done.
cat mage in the way that like blue mage can do deeps or tank or heal.
No small amount indeed.
Well, we seek to go where even the Allegans did not. It was never like to be easy.
Ain't that the
The
truth?
rest is up to you, Alize. The treatment itself will take time and focus, so we will need a quiet room. I'm sure our hosts can spare one.
Looks at them emphatically.
I will go with her. It may be a while before we return, so
Got
I
my
would
shoulder.
ask for your patience and your faith.
It lives. I want it lives.
We'll bring Gabu back. You see if we don't.
Twould seem our part is played.
I have faith
Let
in
us
you.
find a place to recuperate while we wait for news.
Let's go get a drink. Never mind, Alfie's too young for that. No, my caption is not working. Oh, there we go. It is now, suddenly. My goodness, how am I sleepy already? Illegal. This seems as good a spot as any to have a rest.
For years, Eorzea has labored to find a solution to the primal problem, without success. Any hope that tempering could be reversed faded long ago. I myself had given it up as impossible. Given up on the tempered and the light corrupted alike. They were problems to be tolerated, or else eliminated, I believed. And to think otherwise was pure naivety. Childishness, even. But Alize refused to give up. She struggled and she struggled. And her efforts were rewarded with a way to bring back Halric. And now countless others may no longer be beyond salvation. However much we bicker, I have the greatest respect for my sister. Had I half her stubbornness, nay, her unwillingness to accept the status quo, I would be a far better person. A far better scion.
Don't tell me, tell her.
I should, I know. Yet, despite my good intent, I have the feeling that I would only succeed in incurring her ire.
Why have you done this?
Alize, are you all right?
The treatment. Did it work?
I'm so glad to see you all. Delighted, happy, glad.
Oh, a friend.
Boo!
Friend acquired. Hopefully that's a bit better.
All this time, my mind was filled with thoughts of Great Father Titan. But I never forgot about Mother and Father. Always, they were in my heart. Constantly, ever, always. So I tried to focus on their faces. Theirs and yours. Alize's and everyone's. And I found that I could remember. One thing, then another, and another.
Your hopes reached Gaboo. They helped him to hold on.
I'm so proud of you, Gaboo.
I couldn't have done it without you, Alize. Can you help the others too? Cure them, heal them, help them?
Yes, we can. All of them.
Somehow.
Without wishing to dampen the mood, I feel compelled to add certain caveats regarding the viability of the treatment for general use. As you know, reversing the effects of tempering demands a profuse amount of ether. And while Alize was able to heal Gaboo alone, I fear the same will not be true for those who exhibit more advanced symptoms. Moreover, the treatment's effects are limited to the soul. It offers no succor to those whose very flesh has been altered through prolonged exposure to a primal's influence. All of which is to say...
Bridge time, but it didn't catch on my
cannot
mic,
save
which is
everyone.
nice.
Maybe we can't, or maybe we can. No one gave us a hope of saving Gaboo, and yet here we are. We must find a way to treat as many as possible.
Then the next logical step would be to produce a veritable army of Porkses, would it not? Granted, it seemed a simple enough process in the first, but I suspect it will be different here in the source. Not that I am any authority, of course.
Yet there is an authority on familiars to whom we may
Dungeon
grudgingly
time.
turn.
I remembered, eventually
stubborn,
remembered the book,
haughty,
the
eccentric, irascible, laconic, annoying. And her name is Master Matoya, the real one.
Remember when we first heard her, Ishtola referred to as Master Matoya, and everyone was like, did actual Master Matoya die?
I have to go now, Gaboo. But the people here will look after you, all right? And I promise to come and visit you again soon.
All right. Thank you, Alize. Thank you.
Ash will be at pains to remind me. I have not paid Master Matoya a visit since returning from the first, but this seems as good a time as any. Come, let us make for her cave. Probably the quickest way is to go to Idleshire and teleport that way, I'm guessing. Is this? I can't tell what I currently sound like on mic because I was fucking about with it absolutely blindly, so I apologise. After this I will go fix it. For some reason my audio settings keep changing. It is very annoying. Pardon me. I was like, I'm not as exhausted as usual, and lo and behold. Not as exhausted as usual does not mean not tired. You know? Oh. God, so many side quests everywhere. It's almost like I've left all of them for my alternate classes and then promptly not spent much time leveling up those classes. Actually, Arcanist is 38. It's getting up there. Scholar is to 50. Red Mage. But yeah. I've been very lazy about leveling, so. I feel like I should just pick a class and work on that, but that's not what I've been doing. Oh, pardon me, God. Yawns o'clock here in Muchland. You ready to bear witness to the joyous reunion of master and people? Very well. I'm at cave.
Nary a word from you all this time, then you bring every man and his pirogo with you. Did no one teach you any manners, girl?
You know it.
They were too busy teaching me etherology, Master. Jesting aside, I wanted to be the one to express our gratitude. I am told you spared no effort to sustain our bodies while we were away. And for that, we owe you our lives. Thank you.
You were gone so long. I was starting to think you'd set your heart on staying.
It wasn't easy to leave, as it happens. Seldom does one have the opportunity to study other worlds, and I would not have minded extending my stay by...
Oh, but I essentially skipped the dialogue there by a handful of years, is what she says.
Ever the scholar. Y'shtola dedicated herself to studying ancient civilizations of the first.
Alfie
Training a tribe known as
dropping.
the Knights Blessed in the process. There she took on the name of Matoya and won the respect of all the children of the forest.
Good old Alphino. Put his feet in it.
I merely adopted an alias in accordance with the custom of my hosts. Yours just happened to be the first name that came to mind.
You mean to tell me you went gallivanting about using my name and only bother to visit when you need a favor? And don't pretend you don't. I taught you long enough.
Indeed. And devoted pupil that I am, I could not fail to recall my master's sage advice. When the answer eludes you, look to the wisdom of your elders.
Very good. Very sucky uppy. Suck up. Positive.
You there. Were you going to introduce yourself?
How remiss of me. Grahatia is my name, and I am proud to call myself a scion. I too wish to offer my gratitude for your invaluable aid in sustaining the Archon's bodies, as well as my apologies. It was my inexpert summoning spell which endangered their lives in the first place.
Ah, yes. The one bent on digging up the mysteries of Alag. Old Galaf used to speak of you, and Kryles told me all about your recent exploits. have a bad back or something? At ease, boy. Whatever mess you've made. I'm
Okay,
not in the
that
habit of
bridge
dwelling
honk,
on the failings of the younger
caught on mic, I'm
generation.
afraid.
You are too kind. I've also heard much and more about you, Master Matoya. 'Tis an honor to finally make your acquaintance.
Well, that's more than enough pleasantries for anyone. Tell me what you want. I haven't got all day.
Behold. A piggy! Really want a Porksy plushie. How cute would that be?
So that's the way of it. It should be a simple enough matter to make the familiar. The magic, on the other hand.
Ah, that you may leave to me. Being the only one possessed of royal blood, I alone can imbue the subject with the necessary magic.
So I just need to create Porksies with the power to stir the soul.
You know how it be.
Just, I say. Though we're talking about a veritable herd of the little buggers, we'd collapse before we reached double figures. But if I could get a familiar to create the familiars, a mother Porksy, as it were.
I really wish Aura tails were like as expressive as the Mikote
Seems I haven't
tails.
seen the last of that moldy old hole after all.
Wink. Off to my old workshop then. Everything required to make your familiar is there. That may be, but no one has set foot in there since the Exodus. I dread to imagine what's become of it. Oh, there's sure to be a handful of feral familiars, and mayhap a monster or two, but nothing to trouble the likes of you. You can consider cleaning the place up payment for my help. Fine, we'll do it. Good girl. Now if there are no other objections, I suggest you run along to the Maker's Quarter. I'll send one of my progos ahead to let you into the workshop. You need only tell him who you are. One can't be too careful after all. Off you go. Be quick, put her up. Friend. And then go struggle in DPS queues for a bit. Nobody's online. Don't ask why I've got papaya stuck in my head. It's just how it be. Papaya. Papaya, papaya, papaya. Papaya, papaya, papaya. Papaya. Papaya, papaya. Papaya, papaya, papaya. This is really pretty. I'm so excited to go to Old Charlian next X-Pack. Good content. Greetings, Rabbit, and welcome to my good mistress's Reddit. Purorogo is my name, and I am honoured to be your guide. Within you will find a space dedicated to the makings of familiars, along with a cavern wherein the requisite ingredients may be had. I must warn you, however, that the place has not played host to a single soul, much less Bream, in over 15 years, and will, I regret, be in some disarray. But rest assured, my brothers and I shall see to it that you do not lose your way. Now then, Ribbit, only say the word and I shall let you in. Nice, run it. Join. Sit. Wait for DPS keys. Two of them. With the same hair colour and all. I really will, just thinking, I really will have to work on hammering out Maeve's backstory when we go to Arshad. Because, like, I have the idea that they... I don't know where they came from originally, I haven't decided yet, but I figure they've been, like, living in, I think, Arshad for a bit, and they were sent to Eorzea for, like, basically, like, on-the-job training, to sort of choose what form of magics they wanted to specialise in, and then, all that shit broke out, and it turns out they are actually, like, the Warrior of Light, and Hydaelyn's chosen, and etc., and they're like, well, I guess, if I have to. I haven't, like, worked out the details of their life before that, so... she'll have to work on it. Oops. What does I hit the wrong button? Not being able to fly. Up. I think I almost had that at that point too. To live here. Look at all those books. God, the ideal. So great. Right now. Books for the book god.
Right. To begin with, I need you to gather a few ingredients. Listen well to what the Pirogos say, or you'll wish you had.
Clay can be had clay cauldron rivet through this portal, if you will. Earthy portal. Go the unwashed. Please follow me, rivet, and put down any pests that bar the way. Ah, fuck, wrong one. Allow me to assist you with the gap, rivet. Spriggies. Did not imagine this place would be so infested with it. Again. The clay is just across the way, but you'll need to deal with the madman first, Ribbit. If I can remember any of the mechanics. Enters this portal, let's not click out. Okay, it'll be my pleasure to show you to the cleaner cauldron. Ribbit, please use this portal. Why are you... Why did Pretzel start playing? Apologise for the Pretzel messages that I did not see because I was too busy apologising for being bad. That's also an acquiring thing. So the real reason that I need to just pick a class and level it is that I've got... I'm holding on to so much. Please wait while I move the lift ribbit in my retainers. Turn off now, monitor. Thanks. All the threat. So are you thinking about it? I cannot keep an eye on you while fighting at the same time. This little string ought to put spring in your step a bit. I think I'll probably pick Dancer and level that, because then at least I'll be able to clear the like 20 levels of aiming gear that I have. Another lift for it, just a moment. I sense a mischievous presence, Ribbit. Please take care. Wrong button again. Telltale Wall warns you with surging water. Wrong fucking button. Such fun. More water. You need more water. No, all my water is gone. But I won't lose. I can't. Wait. Why won't you get hit? Whoops. Alright, alright, alright. I give up. You win. Probably was not meant to be. Alright, alright, alright. The water's flowing again, Ribbit. Let us head back. Alright, alright, alright. Last but not least, we need to fire up the kiln. Step right through, Ribbit, and I will guide you to the kiln fire cauldron. Before we had Murorogo the Damp, and now we have Burorogo the Tepid. Off we go, Ribbit. Please try not to fall behind. Too late. Spike. I wrote up. Oh, there's this. Good name. Little magma can't stop us, Ribbit. Look at the colours. So pretty. That feel when you're gay and just like big colours. Ribbit. It's that big brute again. I really messed up my star diver there, so like don't at me, okay? Honestly, smite this fiend for once and for all, Ribbit. By hitting the wrong button. What a fiery battles, and I don't mean the magma. Your destination awaits. Takes care of the killing, Ribbit. Jump in magma. Alright, it's time to bake ourselves a proxy. No, I'm going to... Oh, I'm going to use Dragon Sight. I want to watch the cutscene, but also Dragon Sight.
Then. Let's get this over with.
Toot.
Newborns are wont to be difficult. Sure, who's in charge?
Porcelain porcelain. Mother proxy. Please, actually, yeah. About to get turbulent in here. Take care that you don't get sucked in. Don't use Dragon Sight again. Dragon Sight, but I'm different. She's hidden herself. Find her quickly or you'll be in for a world of pain. I'm having real trouble tab targeting at the moment. I don't know why. I strongly suspect it's because I fucked about with my keybinds and messed something up, but just not entirely sure what I could have messed up. No? Did not tank the floor once, because our healer is OP, they said sarcastically. Okay. Three comms? I guess either they were in a party together, or because I'm baby. At least on this guy I am.
There we are. Quite tame.
Then all that remains is for me to imbue her with the magic.
Sorry, that was the sound of me.
I'm afraid I must trouble you for your ether once more.
Trying to move my notebook and dropping it on the floor. I feel like we should all be contributing here. Like, Charlotte and I are just standing there, vibing. Surely it'd be better for the four of us to give less ether each
That should suffice.
than training 3 people.
Good. Let's set her to work then, shall we? I want to see some corpses. Assuming that is, someone can spare the requisite energy.
Looks at Charlotte like she's in the office.
A mere drop in the ocean for the great sorceress Matoya, I dare say.
Just thinking out this headcanon that Alizé was the one to teach Brienne how to like wrap Arshad around her finger.
Excellent. Our very own litter of Angelos. And we can make as many more as we want, simply by providing the Mother Porksy with additional ether.
I will require a moment before I try again.
It's still hard work, but a damn sight more efficient than making them one by one. Thank you, Master Matoya. Everyone, we're a step closer to our goal.
distributed amongst the allied nations, they should do much to facilitate closer dialogue with the beast tribes. And given their present travails, I believe our friends in Limsa Laminsa should be the first beneficiaries.
Agreed. Though I must leave this errand to you. I doubt my legs will carry me out of the cave, much less to Vilbrand. Thank you for taking the lead in gathering the ingredients. I expect you would benefit from a rest too.
God, I always forget how spiky he is until I look at him. Like those chest spikes.
In addition to the Porkses, I trust you've gained an inkling of how much effort goes into the creation of familiars. Or mayhap you attribute your struggles to old age.
If I said yes, would it persuade you to treat me like an adult?
Not with that pertness, it wouldn't. Anyway, assuming you have no other favors to ask, I shall be leaving.
Good character she is. I do love the character trope that she inhabits. I can't help it. I look at Ishtola's dress and I think, why does it have that weird seam in the front? Just looks like badly made. I don't know. Master Mutoy has returned to a cave with Ishtola. They are light as peas in a pot, so they're not. Now on to Mutoy's relic with trust NPCs. My friends, let us return to Limsa Laminsa and deliver the good news to the Admiral. A word to the officer in Bulwark Hall should be sufficient to secure us an audience. Before we do that, I'm going to take a quick look at the items we dropped. Need to move these so that they're release. Legs. Earring. And with that bracelet. Lots of aiming stuff. It really does want me to work on my dancer, it seems. Okay, well. Grind out mob tomes by sitting in Castrum while I'm doing, like, working on my final projects and stuff, and use that to level dancer. Where am I off to? Oh, cool, there we go. Yeah, I wanted to...
Come on in, Chuck.
Come on in. Hello, Sounds Not Straight. Thank you very much for the raid. How are you? I hope you are doing well. Oh my gosh, can I type? Ooh, nice. I hope you had a good stream, and I hope you had a good day. Hello friends, from Sounds Not Straight stream. It is I, Anne Motley. I am a variety streamer, play a bunch of different games. At the moment, I am catching my altar on the story from Final Fantasy XIV, and not doing what I actually intended to do, which is get out of the Limsa main hall and go do the story. I can't see... Sammy Sakura plays. Thank you very much for the follow. For some reason my alerts aren't showing up properly, which is why I had to, like, lean into my events list. But thank you very much for the follow. It is appreciated. Tidings for the Admiral, you say. She's present in receiving guests, but for the Scions, I know she'll make an exception. Follow me. I am going to recommend it. I love this game a lot. It's a good video game, in my opinion. I have a lot of fun with it. Good night. Take care. Have a good night. My friends, what brings you here this day? Just warning, by the way, this is the second to last, like, story update, so spoilers, not like last story update spoilers, but we're getting there. Is this true? Ivan Navigator, a cure for tempering. As often as I've been in awe of you, Scions, I would not have thought it possible. And yet it is, Admiral. We have done it. Here in Limsa, and production of more familiars has already begun. You have my thanks, truly. This will do much to advance the cause of peace, yet I fear it will take more than that to close the rift twixt man and beast man. Okay. That's fair. I do as well, so if I accidentally read something that's spoilery and then don't think about it, I will, like, forget it instantly, so. Close the rift twixt man and beast man. Ah, to even speak thus divides us. I may need to move my fan in a moment. Welcome as it is, the cure will not guarantee reconciliation between our peoples. Though summoning in the tempered may serve to fuel the conflict, they are but symptoms of it. If we're to resolve the primal problem once and for all, we must address the cause. We must strive for mutual understanding and find a way to leave our bloody past behind. I really would recommend this game though, I love it a lot. It was I who moved the Alliance, renew its push for peace. Since our ancestors came to these shores some 7 centuries past, we Dimensions have been at odds with those who share our island home. Save for a brief moment of cooperation with the kobolds, our history has been one of nigh constant territorial squabbling. Meanwhile, our struggle with the Sahagin for control over the seas has only grown fiercer, a matter made worse by the thrice-downed calamity driving them to seek new spawning grounds. Abrupt Destiny flashback. With survival at stake, each had no choice but to fight, and so I dismissed peace as impossible. Basically, a similar story as is happening in Destiny at the moment. Impossible is a word coined by the weak, I proclaimed to all who'd listen, and then gave up. You and yours put me to shame. Since you led us to victory against a black wolf, you've achieved the impossible again and again and again. I'm gonna grab my move that and move this. Sorry for the noise. There we go. And I thought it high time that I followed suit. Hence my proposal to the Alliance Council. But no sooner did I reach out to our neighbours in Vilbrand than my own people sought to thwart me. Hopefully you've not got really bad fan noise. It was because I'm an idiot and don't know how to use the fan that I bought. You speak of the pirates who failed to attend the meeting. Aye. Acting through a friendly faction amongst the kobolds, we had intended to seek an audience with a prominent patriarch. But the bloody executioners would not hear of it, and their absence sent a message to the rest. Though they are but one of the 3 pirate powers, they are the greatest, and any attempt at peace would founder without them. I'm given to understand that their leader, Captain Hilfia, has been bedridden for some while with an ailment of the lungs. He's got COVID! Insert incredibly black humour joke here. Correct. In his absence, his right-hand man leads, a man named Sicard, but recently risen to prominence amongst their ranks. Save his disdain for authority, little is known about him. We have invited him to speak with us more than once, but he will not come. I have tasked the Yellow Jackets and the Rogues with uncovering his motives, but they have learned naught of value. What do you want me to do about it? We have a nose for the truth. Whatever this Sicard wants, I'm sure we could find out. Truly, I would be much obliged. I shall look forward to hearing what you learn, then. Good luck. Sup, Alfie? What's your plan? I suggest we split up and make inquiries around town. Someone must know this Sicard. If you could approach the pirates, Arshad, the rest of us will seek out merchants and adventurers. You got it. Where am I going? Upper decks, that's where I'm going. Arian's Guild, Menac Castle, okie doke. I love it. I love appearing at the Aetheryte and abruptly incredibly loud. So sarcasm here. Okay, this way. Need to go. Let's off my retainer at some point, but I will not do that on stream because it will be incredibly boring. I do enough messing around with my retainers on Maeve, and that's like getting stuff and selling it, let alone storing stuff. You want to know about Sicard? He's a wily bugger as he is. Found some clever way to make coin, they say, and traded it for Moanscat's place at Old Hailfair's side. It was a time we raced the executioners for our pick of the Empire's fleet, but with the Guardians gone, and got them days with them. Guardians are gone, and them days with them. Owing to which we've all had to look for other ways to make ends meet. With that jumped up builder at Sicard landing the juiciest, whatever it may be. I don't know what accent I'm doing for Oswan. Not that we Sirens are struggling, mind. We do well enough guarding fishing boats from the fishbacks and other beasties. Get the first pick of the produce for our trouble, see? Quality stuff at bargain price. This we pass to our sisters as can't sail on account of getting old or wounded or a child, and they cook it up and sell for a pretty profit. Simple. Oh, I miss the old ways, don't get me wrong. But when I see the girls with their little ones, I think to myself, a life of peace and quiet ain't all bad. As noted, don't know what accent I'm giving her. I feel like the less time I spend, like the longer it gets from me having moved to Nottingham, the more London my accent returns to. It's not gone American, it's just gone London again. I'm like losing all of the nice Midlands hints that I used to have. Brilliant, my monitor has just turned itself off. Non-ideal. I'm just gonna see if I can actually see chat on my phone. There we go. Cool, right. And then that. Poop. Curious about Sicard, are you? As am I, friend. As am I. Sadly, I know nothing of the man, save that the bloody executioners experienced a marked improvement in their fortunes after his promotion. Quite how he achieved this is a matter of some debate. As you know, the thalassocracy permits us to attack only Guardian vessels, yet these have all but vanished from the seas since the Empire turned in upon itself. In order to adapt, we Krakens have taken to trading with the East, but the executioners are far less forward-looking. I cannot imagine they would willingly abandon the old ways. So how then are they lining their coffers? Whatever their secret, they are not like to share it with their rivals, but mayhap you will have more luck. Well, we'll see, huh? Looks around shiftily. I am going about this the most inefficient way possible, it seems like. By the way, that like messed up Oa face that I put into chat, that's me, except it's when my hair gets in my eyes and goes like this. That's when that's the messed up Oa face. I got my hair cut recently, and I wasn't sure how short to get it cut, and so I did not get it cut short enough, and lo and behold, it still gets in my eyes. I don't want to cut it until I've re-dyed it, because how bad my roots are and thus how blonde I had to go. I see everyone has returned. Now, who would like to go first? Well, I have some news for you, which is that nobody knows how Sikar got his position and he seems to be cheating. Just as their imperial prey began to disappear, Sikar turned the executioner's fortunes around with a mysterious new source of income. Whatever it is, it's nothing to scoff at. According to a tavern keeper I spoke to, the crew have been indulging themselves as never before, but no amount of drink seems to loosen their tongues as to how they're coming by their coin. For my part, I spoke with a reporter from the Harbour Herald. The publication has been investigating the secret of the executioner's good fortune and is making little headway. Plainly, the executioners do not wish the nature of their business to be made public. And I think I may know why. In the course of making inquiries on Hawker's Alley, an interesting fact came to light. Just as the executioners began to enjoy better fortunes, the price of crystal went into sharp decline. A sudden fall in demand, I was told. Curious, I contacted Hori Boulder, who has been watching the movements of the beast tribes, and my suspicions were proved correct. Despite ever-worsening relations between the beast tribes and their thalassocracy, neither Titan nor Leviathan have made an appearance of late, suggesting that the kobolds and Sahagian lack a means with which to summon them. It's right, I've been fighting them on Eden, so... Do you mean to say that the executioners are divesting them of their crystals? All indications point to that conclusion, yes, though we have no hard evidence as yet. We must investigate that further. Agreed. So how do we proceed? Well, I have an idea about that. In fact, I've already taken the liberty of making certain provisions. And we just need Graha to be an actor, and we're fine. I'm not paying attention to how many quests we have left to do for this bit of the MSQ, so... A certain disgruntled merchant informs me that a wholesaler of crystals had recently arrived in Nimsa, offering wares at prices far undercutting the competition. After asking around, I was able to gain an introduction and will shortly pose as a potential buyer, in a bid to establish the crystal's provenance. The man is due to be at Arshad's Embrace in Lower Lenosha shortly. I suggest we make our way there. Hiccups. It's again eternal joy that we can fly around the ARR areas. Yes. Yes. Fly and then immediately have to zoom out so you've not got but a view of Uncle Midge's butt. So pretty. Like, I think you forget when you're just running around and you don't actually see just how pretty some of these places are. And there's a lot of places in ARR like this which you just couldn't access before. Okay. I don't even know what this is. Other than pretty. And a little bit solid, but not really. Let's actually go. Move my fan. I should have done that while we were in the cutscene, but I wasn't thinking. Right, bear with. I'm going to do that extremely quickly. I need 2 fans so that I've not got one, like, I need 1 fan for me and another fan for the computer so I'm not constantly having to move it between power sockets. you want? There we go. Shouldn't be too far away. "9 o'clock, Bridge. I don't think you should be honking this late." "That appears to be our merchant. Wish me luck." "Wait. If he truly is in league with the bloody executioners, he will surely be wary of those allied to the Admiral. The Scions, not least of all. Compared to yours and Arshad's, mine is an unfamiliar face. Let me play the role of buyer." Raha's right. And even if you aren't recognised on sight, you look too genteel to be mixing with the society's underbelly. Genteel? But very well. I leave it to you, Graha. So, now Graha's got to do some acting, which will definitely be fine, and he will not at all mess up. Got business with me, Catboy? You're the crystal wholesaler? But you're no merchant. So what do you want the crystals for? Don't look at us, you idiot. Give yourself away. You're a weaponsmith, am I right? And you need crystals to make staffs like that fine specimen you've got there. That's right. I am indeed a weaponsmith, and I use naught but the finest materials. I bid you, show me your wares. Well, don't invite just anybody into our storehouses. It takes time to establish trust, you understand? Look, I have a large and urgent commission. If the quality is satisfactory, I will not quibble over the price. It's plain no ordinary crystal adorning your staff, so I'll make an exception. Come with me. Apologies for the bridge honking. Let's honk honk. It seems to be working. Let's follow then. Straight into a trap. You know how it be. Everything's going to be fine. It's definitely not going to be a trap. We're not going to have made a mistake, etc., etc. Little Sprout. Hi, Hero Hades. Hi, Mr. Sprout. They went into the tunnel. Quietly now. You won't find any finer, especially not for the price. Indeed, I would expect to pay more than double for such quality. How could they possibly be so cheap? Nothing unlawful about them, if that's your worry. They're from Orgamoro, if you take my meaning. Stuff's as pure as it gets. You won't be disappointed. So, how much do you want? Taken from the kobolds, just as we suspected. It's enough. Shut your gobs and turn around, slowly. Pointing a gun at me won't work. I'll just come back from the live stream. Sickard, acting captain of the Bloody Executioners. No need to introduce yourselves. We know who you are, scions. And we also know you've been chatting to the Admiral. Got eyes and ears everywhere, see? Comes with being the only true pirate crew left in Limsa. Since we've established you ain't here to buy crystals, the question is, what are you here for? You're bold to reveal yourself to us without knowing our objective, but that would explain your swift rise to power. Your spoken plain and shall return the favour. We came here to learn why the Bloody Executioners oppose the Admiral's will. And we have our answer. Should Limsa make peace with the kobolds, you would lose the source of your newfound wealth. That's right. Just to remind you, we ain't breaking any rules here. The law forbids us from attacking any vessel not flying the Imperial flag, but it don't say nothing about beastmen. The only reason we kept our operation nice and quiet is because we don't want no one taking our business. Wait, just listen to the end, will you? For what it's worth, I have the highest respect for you and yours. Him especially. While the Maestro were worrying about dirting the fancy red clobber, you lot stormed Ugamaro and battered Bleeding Titan himself. Raised a mug to you when I heard the news. And now we're following in your footsteps, making sure the beastmen never summon their stinking gods again. Practically your successors, we are. When there were Imperial ships around, we did our bit for Limsa and went after them, but with the Garleans gone, there's no one left to ply our trade on except the beastmen. So let us have that, eh? It's only fair. Contentious though some may find your views, it is true that you have broken no laws. That being so, I see no reason why you should not state your case directly to the Admiral's face. Unless the acting captain of the only true pirate crew left in Limsa has some other reason to hide in a cave. Well said indeed. Alright, I'll meet with the Admiral. I'll even provide the venue, the Astalicia. I trust you won't turn down the invitation. Well, we may have fucked up, but it's fine. Thought myself a hunter, but it turns out I was the prey. Timely reminder that the pirate powers of Limsa are not to be trifled with. But all's well that ends well. Grahatia's timely provocation had the desired effect, and Sickard agreed to a meeting. Let us hurry back to Limsa and pass his invitation on to the Hiccup Admiral. Not the Hiccup Admiral, you hear? The Hiccup Admiral. Okay. Let's get out of here. Running and yelling and yelling and running. Arshad, your companions have reported to the command room. Will you be joining them? No. Staying down here. Welcome back, my friends. What news? So they've been stealing crystals from the kobolds. My thanks for solving the mystery and securing a meeting besides. Suffice to say, I accept Sickard's invitation, and I would have you join me as my guests. The future of Limsa hangs upon the outcome of this meeting, and I would have the Scions present to bear witness. Now this definitely isn't a trap, you hear? There's no way this could possibly be a trap.
who's come crawling?
Traitor!
You can shove your piece!
You're too lazy to learn a new trade.
Welcome aboard, Admiral. I'll wager you don't remember me. Sicard, acting captain of the bloody executioners, at your service.
Like that guy in the background there who's like breakdancing.
Now, if Captain Hillfear has a message for me, I bid you speak it.
We have just the one demand. That you forget this bilge about making peace with the Beastmen. Ours is a nation of pirates. Always has been, always will be.
Him.
Deny us our right to plunder, and you
I know
deny
he's meant to
who
be
we
like jeering, but it just looks like he's dancing. Like,
Too bloody right!
dad dancing at a wedding this summer.
What we want, we take!
Piracy has no place in our future.
What'd she say?
Pirates have no place.
Our nation has prospered through piracy, 'tis true. Yet it is but one part of our long and storied history. Centuries ago, our ancestors led a failed rebellion and were driven from their homes with little more than the shirts on their backs. In fear of their lives, they sailed south until they came to these shores. Finding the land occupied by kobolds, however, they were forced to turn to piracy in order to survive. And survive they did. But not so long ago, when the Empire threatened to crush everything we'd built, we set aside piracy and joined hands with our neighbors. This too was in order to survive. And survive we did. Time after time we fought the Empire, and time after time we won. And through trade with our newfound allies, we prospered more than we ever did through pillaging and plundering. The Empire teeters on the brink of collapse. Ere long, provinces like Wurlit and Bosnia and many others
So
will
excited for
regain
those
their
updates.
freedom. When they do, our matchless fleet will lead the world in a new golden age of commerce. The tides favor us, and the ocean beckons with her vast bounty. But if we cling to the old ways, this great ship we call Limsa will trade the boundless seas for a lagoon. Shall we scorn the world's wealth for a plundered pittance then? Or shall we embrace change and thrive, like our ancestors before us? The choice is yours. But if we are to prosper in the coming age, the whole of Vilbrand must become our ship, and a kobold and Sahagin our crewmates.
Rousing words. Might even be some truth in it. But pirating's all we've ever known. And we ain't about to give it up just 'cause you say so.
We're too lazy to learn another trade like our other pirate groups have done.
Still, we're all the Mincins here and no one wants a war. So where does that leave us? Long before you became Admiral, I heard you was captain of the League of Lost Bastards. That true? If so, you'd know how we pirates settle our differences.
I was like a kid.
A duel.
He's baby. He's like.
Very well. As Admiral of Limsa Laminsa, I accept your challenge.
Really is naught but a child. Get a nice stab in the back, all sorted. Tension is real, man. Right in the crotch. Sorry, my arm's swollen and I want to make sure my tattoos do.
This ain't over! Not till one of us is dead! Finish the job! Or I will!
Bitch.
It's the captain!
Captain Elfair!
Ye fool! 'Twas over afore it began.
Oh, it's the West Country accent I love.
Captain!
Seems the whelps have been yapping while their master was abed.
My favourite pirate apocryphal trivia is that the reason pirates in film have that our West Country accent is because one of the first actors to play a pirate in like a non-silent movie had a very strong West Country accent, and he was like, well, I'll just go with this accent, it's fine. Hence why pirates speak like that. I'm sure it's apocrypha, absolutely 100% certain, but funky story.
Listen well, all of ye. Since the signing of the Galadian Accord, we all of us have been part of the same crew. The crew of the good ship Lemsa Laminsa. At the helm of that ship is the Admiral. And 'tis she who decides where we sail. Was I not clear on that point? Or did you forget whose deck you stand on? Nay? Then what in the seven hells are you playing at?
It's all we know, Captain. If we ain't pirates, what are we?
You're bloody idiots is what ye are. Idiots with your own lives ahead of ye. Ye can do anything ye want. Be anything ye want. We're pirates, aye. And we pirates love our loot. But that ain't our first love. Our first love is the sea. The sea! And what she brings us. Freedom! So hold fast to that. Let the brine-crusted husk that stands before you now be the last of them as knew naught save out of steel. And make of yourselves a new breed of pirate! Lad, I made ye me right hand because I saw something in ye. And I still do.
And now he doesn't have a working right hand because it got shot.
All you lacks the belief. Well now, it seems we're of one mind after all. Apologies for the misunderstanding, Admiral. We're with ye, wherever ye be headed.
You have my thanks, Hilfir.
Armor is so dumb.
Your choice of dueling pistol did not escape my notice. Good old Annihilator. Ender of many a proud pirate's voyage. Mistbeard's vanished into legend, and it won't be long before I take my rest in the depths. Yet be that as it may, the old ways can only truly die when we've dealt the Empire the telling blow. There'll be stormy seas ahead, no doubt. But I'm trusting ye to steer us through to the other side.
Just thinking about the parallels with Destiny. 2 haunted moons, 2 stories of allyship and working with enemies in the face of encroaching darkness. Though I had anticipated a duel, I did not foresee that Hilfir would intervene, but full glad am I that he did. It would have been a shame to kill the boy. Instead, the whelp has learned a valuable lesson, and we've made peace amongst ourselves. All that remains is to do likewise with our neighbours. What do I want for you? Probably crit, I'm guessing. Now, I need hardly tell you, but any attempt to negotiate with the tribes is doomed to fail unless their minds can first be wrested from the grip of the gods. And so, in the meeting we seek to arrange with the kobolds, I would have you free their leader of Titan's influence. Leave it to us. We will open his ears to reason. You have my thanks. Ere we proceed, there is something you should know. Some 50 years passed, when the Sahagin swarmed at our hulls in ever greater numbers. Limsa entered into a covenant with the kobolds. To men shall go the bounty of the seas, till to kobolds shall go the bounty of your land. An ostensibly equitable arrangement, conspicuously lacking in detail. Inadvertently or not, the wording was ambiguous, and we took advantage of it, moving in to claim the northern reaches of Lenosha, which the kobolds believed theirs. Bloodshed followed, then bloodshed to answer the bloodshed, and so on and on it went until every Ilm of Vilbrand bore the stain of our conflict. This is not history, you understand. It is the present, fresh and raw, and with their kindred's blood yet on our hands, we will struggle to regain the kobolds' trust, even should we cure their tempered. Sorry, I had to put a message quickly. You speak of obstacles we are like to encounter at the meeting, but as things stand, I see no reason why the kobolds would agree to a meeting in the first place. And so we must provide a reason. I will restore their stolen crystals to them, and personally deliver the cargo, along with my apologies. They would welcome us into our midst, not to speak of peace, but to have you at their mercy. And given the wealth of crystals we will bring, I'll wager they'll attempt to summon Titan there and then. Meaning the High Priest would need to be present, to whom we could administer the cure. He is the fish I would catch, but he will not be alone. Nay, he will have guards on hand, and they will lay down their lives to protect him. Yet a single death on the kobold side would jeopardize our chance at peace, and there my venture found us. It need not. What if we were to employ the Conqueror's Chain? Though we would still have to weaken the kobolds, it would allow us to subdue them without inflicting lasting harm. The artifact Mistbeard used to take goods and not life? Aye, that would serve. Well done, Marshal. So friends, what think ye of our strategy? The effects of tempering are cumulative, and we may safely assume that the High Priest's exposure to primal influence is extensive. It will therefore take a great deal of ether to reverse its effects, not to mention time. time during which Alice would be defenseless. Even should we all look to her protection, I'm not convinced we could keep an entire army of kobolds at bay. Well, I'm happy to take that risk. It's not as if we have any other choice. Besides, it's what Tesleen would do. And had I not followed her example, we wouldn't even have a cure for tempering, much less a chance to bring peace to Vilbrand. So I'm going to cure that priest, or die trying. This is not very Arshad, but we don't need one. I trust you. All of you. And I know you'll keep me safe. Arshad would be like, brave words, scrub. It is settled then. See to your preparations and make for Camp Overlook. We will join you there anon. I can't remember. I think this maybe is the second to last 5.4 story quest. To check something. Super quickly. Okay. Sorry, I was looking, so the 5.5 MSQ I think probably took me about 2 to 3 hours. So what I think I'm going to do is finish 5.4 and then I might swap to Dancer and just run like a dungeon or two just to sort of finish out the stream. Like run a roulette or two, probably leveling in 50-60. And then next week is 5.55, so I will do that and do a Wednesday stream finishing off the Boja storyline. And then I will go back to just dedicating all my time on stream to catching Arshad up and everything. So it's a plan, I guess. Arthur wasn't lying when he said I'd be defenseless, so I'm counting on you all to give me the time I need. Our sole purpose will be to keep you out of harm's way, so leave that to us and focus on your own task. Indeed. And should you want for ether, you need only say the word. I suppose there'll also be lots of crystals around, so there's always that. Kabu! Did you follow us here? There's something important I want to say to the High Priest. Express, stay. Please let me come with you, please. I'm sorry, but it's too dangerous. I need you to promise me you'll stay here where it's safe, alright? My apologies for the wait. It took time, but we have secured our audience. All unfolded as expected. At my mention of returning the crystals in person, the kobolds suddenly remembered how keen they were to be reconciled. And so in the glorious spirit of cooperation, we are to be received by Patriarch Zada of the Second Order, who awaits our pleasure in the navel. If you are ready, let us proceed to the Ugamaro mines at once. No, it's dangerous, but let Gabu come with us. Let Gabu say fuck. Or something. Flashbacks to running a bunch of fates in here. Screaming cat emoji. And of course, get extremely lost. As it be. Because, you know, sometimes that's just how it be in this bitch of a world. The Aetheryte will bear us to our quarry. Should he make to summon Titan as I anticipate, we will halt the ceremony and restrain him. At this, all hells will break loose and we will have an army of kobolds to entertain till Alisay's work is done. Just remember, none must die. We weaken them and let Ainzar do the rest. It is time. Stay the course, my friends. I spy calmer waters beyond this scroll. They said with hiccups in between every other word. They're still just like lying there. Fucked up.
Greetings, Patriarch. I am Merlwyn Lufisvin, Admiral of Limsa Laminsa. I come before you to offer my sincerest apologies for the many wrongs committed by my people against you and yours.
You were foolish to come here. Stupid, unwise, foolish.
I mean, probably.
The Great Father shall have your souls for your folly.
Aye, just as we thought.
Frankly, I feel like warriors should get that in their arsenal.
Quickly!
You don't need to tell me!
Let none pass. We must grant her as much time as we can.
We got it. I'm beginning the incantation. The girl seeks to harm the Patriarch with vile magics. Kill her. Slaughter. Slay. Kill. Arshad, draw the golems to me. I shall deal with them all at once. Thank goodness there's no, friendly fire, right?
You're in my sights.
Time for the train. Yes, it's ready. Go, Angelo. What sorcery is this? Honestly, are you alright? Tempering is too severe. I can't finish the job. So one person's ether alone is not enough. Ether is not enough.
Just what we need.
Thanks, Alfie. I'm not worried about positionals. Alphino, let us lend Alice our ether.
Here you are, Alize.
They can come from anywhere. Stay alert. I'll give it another try. Bombs. We can't let them near Alice. I'm nearing my limit. Cusses. More of them. Spread out and hold them off.
I need more ether.
Idiot.
Just a little more.
Seven hells. It's too many. Leave this to me. Stand clear, all of you. Full of reckless things. Alice, now's your chance. Please let this work. Head. Pain. The pain. Is it still not enough? Arshad, please lend me your ether too. You got it? Let me just keep Dragon Sight up first. Now go. Finished. Done for. Dead. You don't. My Dragon Sight. No, Admiral. It's too dangerous. I made my decision before I came here. No matter what it costs me, Limsa will have its peace. Admiral. Slay the last one. Exterminate. Destroy. Slay. I keep saying Dragon Sight. That's not the word that I need to use. It's Blood of the Dragon, but I never claimed to be smart, you know? They said messing up the rotation once again. Forget that I have second wind. And that bias, I have the buff too. There we go. Just a little more ether. Just a little more and I can finish this. Hit auto run rather than channel. Trying to like, while not in G-pose, get a good screenshot.
Yes, this will do. Here I go.
the design, the kobold aesthetic.
Did it work?
What?
Me when I wake up in the morning, TBH.
What is the meaning of this?
I'm sorry, but they died by your hand. You sacrificed them to summon Titan.
Titan.
Why would I do such a thing?
Would that there were a cure for the victims of the Tempered.
Good old Gabu. Here to save the day.
Patriarch, please listen to me. Hear, heed, listen.
Here, Phil, think.
The Great Father we have been summoning is false. He only hurts us and those we love. For a long time, his voice filled my mind. It told me to do terrible things. Awful, unspeakable, terrible things. But I didn't give in to it. And you mustn't either. There's been too much pain already. So please, end the suffering.
Don't mind me watching this dramatic cutscene while thinking about my final projects.
What have I done?
We share this child's desire, Patriarch. An end to summoning, for it spells naught but misery for both our peoples. For many long years, man and kobold have feuded over territory, pillaging and perishing for the earth beneath our feet. It may be said that we fought to survive, but what we have sown in blood, we have reaped in suffering, and it cannot go on. I would see us set aside the past and work together for peace.
It was wrong of me to hurt my own in the name of the Great Father. Sinful, evil, wrong. But that doesn't mean there can be peace between us.
I'm touching him like I was supposed to. Sorry for the noise there.
Men cannot be trusted. The bounty of the land was to be ours, and yours the bounty of the sea. But you broke the pact. Violated, breached, broke. Unready as we were, what choice had we but to call upon the divine to rid ourselves of your tyranny?
Valid, you know?
None, and I do not blame you for it. In violation of the spirit, if not the letter of the pact, we took your lands for our own. The fault lies wholly with us. On behalf of all Leminsons, I offer you my humblest apology. I pray you'll find it in your heart to accept it. Yet I know an apology alone will not serve to make things right. So, we will revise the pact to leave no room for doubt. And any who violate it shall face justice, swift and certain.
No, we won't be fooled. Not again.
Please, hear me to the end. Fleeting though it was, there was a time when man and kobold abided together in harmony, in cooperation. In those days, your people shared the secrets of smelting. Knowledge which allowed Limsa Lominsa to thrive. Much of what we have, we owe to the kobolds. And so, for the good of all who dwell on this isle, I wish to make you an offer. We will bear your people's wares to every corner of the world, and trade them in your stead. In return, we will bring you the bounty, not only of the sea, but lands both near and far. Whatever you desire, the Navigator as my witness, you shall have it. There will be no more man and beastman, just the crew of the great ship that is Vilbrand. And together, we will share in the wealth of the world, if you'll only accept our hand in friendship.
We want to believe you. We truly do. But we believed you before and you betrayed us. Fooled, deceived, betrayed us.
There are bad men, it's true. But there are also good ones. And the ones before you are the best of them. They were always kind to me. Caring, nice, kind, and I trust them with my life.
Oh.
Before I became Admiral, I was a pirate. I stole, I fought, I stained the sea red with blood. Such is my past, and I dare not forget it, however much I might want to. That is death penalty. The pistol I used to pass judgment on my own sire when he fell thrall to Leviathan and betrayed his comrades. It's loaded. If you were to point it at my head and pull the trigger, I would most assuredly die. Though it isn't much, my life is the single most valuable thing I possess. If it will suffice to atone for past wrongs, take it. A single bullet to annul the old pact, and my blood to write it anew.
Shot in the background like,
What comes after, I entrust to this man, my second in command. I know that he will do his utmost for the happiness of all who call Vilbrand home.
Is, I have to say, a very pretty person. Pretty pistol. I know how to speak English, it's fine. was gonna happen and I still jumped. Only a bit, but still.
I do not trust you. Not yet. But Gaboo does. And I will trust him.
We want you to know that we respect your faith. There's nothing wrong with giving thanks to the land which sustains you. But summoning is different. Should you hear of anyone who would attempt it, we ask that you appeal to their better judgment, or failing that, seek our aid. We're always ready to help.
Many and more of my brethren are yet enthralled to the Great Father, just as I was. If you could free them too, I would be grateful. Appreciative, thankful, grateful.
Tis we who should be grateful, Patriarch. I thank you for affording us this chance.
To assume we have found a way forward with the kobolds. Next, we will help the Second Order to free their tempered brethren from Frothrun. Theirs is far from the only order, of course, and it will take no small amount of time and effort to reach the rest. But reach them we will, no matter how long it takes. Whoops. I would say that I was in your debt, but that has long been true. So instead I will say thank you for helping us to plot a new course, not only for Limsa Lominsa, but all of Eorzea. You are welcome. Okay, this is the last one, I think.
Right. Let's return to the Rising Stones.
Admiral, something strange is afoot at the floating city.
Breathe, man. What is it?
A reminder that I need to watch the 6.0 trailer again.
Please, come with me.
What in the world is that?
Bad is what it is. Disgusting. Horrible.
A tower.
You can see it too, then? I feared I was losing my wits. One moment I was patrolling as usual, and the next it was just there.
Banana phone.
Yes? This is she. I am. I'm looking
I love the idea that, like, there's all these Eorzeans who just have these, like,
What?
Bluetooth headsets.
Understood. Send the Elder Seedseer my regards. The communications officer. It seems this isn't the only tower. They've sprung up all across Eorzea. Nothing more is known, only that they appear to be of Garlean construction. Our allies on the Alamegan front are on highest alert. Forgive my directness, but would you join them? They may well need the help.
Of course, Admiral.
You got it.
We shall make all haste.
My thanks. I will return to Limsa to weigh our response. Look for Commander Hext when you arrive in Alamigo, and may the Navigator speed you on your way.
Spiky boy. God, it's so pretty. Oh. It's one of the things that I love about this game is how many long generations of history each place in Eorzea has. And something I would really love is not necessarily even like a game, but just something like I want to actually be able to explore those places, you know. Just like a walking sim, it's just you can actually explore the walking city of Nim. The point of.
Thank you for coming so soon. I'll send for Commander Aldin at once, and we can decide what to do about these infernal towers.
Roger preserved!
He's just flying. So dumb.
It can't be.
The palace! After them!
Got distracted thinking about how good the transition into Stormblood was.
You're here, good.
Luna Bahamut is pretty cool, that has to be said.
Well, well, well! To be received by such an illustrious cast! Why? Even the hero of the piece is here! I feel quite starstruck.
Is that Asahi?
His body, more like. You don't fool us.
Oh! You saw straight through it! Anyone would think you dealt with Asians before.
All day, every day, brother.
Permit me to introduce myself. I am Fandango, and may I say what a pleasure it is to finally make your acquaintance.
The towers. What are they for?
My, straight to business is it? Suit yourself. It is my intention to recreate the final days, to which end I have distributed a collection of rather ingenious devices, or towers, which will, in time, give rise to the grandest of spectacles.
The final days? But it was the Asians who labored to prevent them.
You're quite right, though I would expect no less from one responsible for eliminating my unsundered colleagues. Honestly, the three of them were obsessed with restoring the one true world. As a sovereign individual, however, I never had much interest in such things. I mean, why bother when you're just another sundered minion? Admittedly, Elidibus was not convinced by that argument, but thanks to you, I'm finally free of his incessant
Really bad for
nagging.
Elidibus at the end. He does seem to me like a kid who was
Free to
manipulated.
use my powers as I see fit, to fulfill my heart's desire. And my heart's desire is to lay this half-broken world to waste, leaving nary a fleck of dust behind!
What? Why would you want such a thing?
He's a madman.
Because I want wretched creatures who ask such meaningless questions to die! You! And you! And you! I want you all to die! And I want to die too! Oh, yes! I want to die and take everyone with me in a paroxysm of pain and suffering!
No wonder he gets along well with Xenos. They're both nuts.
I'm different, you see. From the ancient.
I'd somehow
clung to
completely
dear
forgotten the
life,
details of this final cutscene, so...
from you. So don't bother trying to reason with me. You will find I have no reason, or creed, or any such tripe. I just want to destroy the world. But please do resist with all your might. It will add to my enjoyment. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes peeled, for the curtains have risen on the spectacle to end all spectacles. We, the Telophoroi, shall be your performers and this very star our stage.
God, but Luna Bahamut's cool. Oh. It's good content.
Ah, but I nearly forgot. I have a message for you. My esteemed patron, Lord Xenos, eagerly awaits you at the heart of the chaos. While I wish only to destroy the world, he exists solely to relive a certain, transcendent moment with you. And it is for that reason he would reduce all to ash. Pray see to it his dreams do not go unfulfilled. For if you should disappoint him, my trusty companion here, whom I've dubbed Luna Bahamut, will burn your cities and everyone in.
I want one. I want to be able to summon it.
Everyone out! My men will tend to the blaze.
Sneeze. Pardon me. Thank goodness everyone's safe. We've managed to put out the fire, though not quickly enough to save the garden. Raban, can I leave it to you to send word to the Alliance? I'm going to take you to investigate the tower. We need to find out what it's for. We'll go with you. No, you won't. You'll rest. From what Merlib tells me, you'll do some time off duty. Should we learn anything about the tower, we'll be sure to share it with you. Until then, I want you to rest. Very well. But if you need our help, don't hesitate. And take care, both of you. And back to the Rising Stones we go. I am trying to decide if I want to do a dungeon after this, take us to 11, or if I want to just finish stream after this to... I think I'm going to finish stream after this. I think it's a good, like, a good little cliffhanger to leave us on. Good. We've received reports from the Alliance. Since we're all here, perhaps those who bore witness to the events in Alamiga could treat the rest of us to a first-hand account? No sooner do we overcome one problem than another appears. It would all seem tediously predictable but for the endless variety of our foes. This Van Daniel sounds even more unhinged than his patron. Unhinged perhaps, but no fool. For all his pantomime theatrics, he gave away little about his plot. We know only that he intends to recreate the final days, and that the towers will somehow facilitate them. He also called his dragon Luna Bahamut. Let's not forget that little detail. And the creature certainly did resemble the Elder Primal. Maybe, but the fact that it answered to Van Daniel would suggest they are not one and the same entity. I think it more probable it is some manner of simulacrum born of Asian magic. Whatever it is, for now we can but work closely with the Alliance and remain vigilant. I believe that concludes our news. What of yours, Ishtola? Been to see the Sultana. Knowing how quick the immortal flames are to dispose of their tempered, I judged it best to provide them with a cure first. As soon as I had sufficiently recovered, I travelled to Ul'dah and delivered the porksies to Her Grace, along with detailed instructions on their use. Yet my visit chanced to coincide with the arrival of some troubling tidings. The immortal flames had been on the cusp of agreeing to a truce with the Amalja when negotiations abruptly collapsed. The Amalja claimed that a number of their kind had been abducted, and that men are responsible. Naught is known of the perpetrators as yet, but as the immortal flames went about investigating the abductions, they came across one of Van Daniel's towers. On the subject of the towers, you may be interested to learn that they're not an exclusively Eosian phenomenon. According to the Alliance, they've been sighted as far afield as Yanshire. Then it would seem reasonable to assume they're everywhere. We simply have not found them. Well, as you said yourself, we can do little for now save remain vigilant. And since we are dealing with a dragon, ostensibly at least, I believe it would behoove us to enlist the authority on such foes. Estinian. Now just a moment. If he could be persuaded to lend us his lance, I would be the first to welcome it, but the truth is, we will struggle to even find him. You let me and Kryl worry about that. We'll sniff him out, no matter where he's hiding. If indeed he is hiding, we have ways of locating him regardless. So if there are no objections, we shall depart at once. Estinian and Arshad bond over, like, being easily bullied by little Belafell woman. Rather than sitting around, I think I might go to each of the city-states and educate them in the use of the porksies. That would doubtless appreciate it, but might you consider taking a moment to rest before leaving? You'd be fresher for the tasks ahead. Well, my friend, our moment of triumph did not last long. Oh dear, are you not enjoying our adventure? Come now, I didn't say that. While it may not be the most carefree experience, there is nothing in this world I would rather do than write a new future with you. A long future, mind, whatever the Telephorai might hope. We'll stop them, won't we? Together. Put my lip in that reading. Right. Bring me the end cutscene of the patch. Meanwhile, somewhere in the logs.
Scouts should have been back by now. I'm gonna go and find them. Oh, thank goodness for that.
Lucy swiftly does. Meanwhile, the Imperial Palace.
The piles have been driven as planned, and the first of the beasts has roared to life.
Every time a new expansion comes out, I get absolutely seized by the desire to replay the whole game.
I am pleased to report that preparations are well underway for the rest. Ere long, chaos shall reign over all the land, as befits the final days.
Call it what you will, so long as my friend returns to me, fangs bared and claws sharpened. I care not.
The relationship between the two of them is infinitely better with Arshad than it is with Maeve. Same with Myron, to be honest. Myron would be like, okay, mortal enemy, I guess so. Whereas Maeve's like, what? Why? And Arshad is, you know, fangs bared and claws sharpened.
Of course, my lord. By strange coincidence, your dear friend chanced to be present when I made my declaration. I took the liberty of informing him that you await his coming, though I confess I may have singed him a little in the process.
And why do you tell me this? Are you in such a hurry to die?
Ah, my apologies. I must guard my tongue lest it be the end of me. Though, there is something to be said for such a glorious death. Better to fall to one who has it all than falter before an inferior. Huh. I shall keep it in mind as a contingency. For now, however, I shall proceed with the plan. My lord.
I must find myself a new weapon. One worthy of our long-awaited reunion.
His coat, right, he has the shoulders, like he's got it not armed through the armholes. He must have like little like straps that hold it on, otherwise it would have fallen off a long time ago. Yeah. Like, it looks like it's like a cloak that's been made to look like a coat. Abs. Either way, he must have some way of attaching it to the rest of his outfit. Okie dokie, friend. Well, on that nuclear bombshell, as it were, I am going to end things off here. I am going to say thank you very much for watching. It is very, very much appreciated, and I do hope that you enjoyed. I will be streaming Higurashi When They Cry, Yoigoshi, this Thursday, where we are going to try and see if we can't wrestle a few secrets out of our various friends. Then on Saturday, it will be Nier Replicant, where we are going to be trying to find this guy's wife and God knows what else. Sunday will be Destiny 2, where we will be continuing our playthrough of Season of the Splicer. I'm not sure if there's like new story content this week or not. I know there's not a new opening cutscene. Either way, we'll be doing stuff. It's Destiny, you know how it be. Then next Tuesday, of course, is 5.55, which I will be streaming over on Nave. Very exciting. So I'm going to say take care everybody, thank you very much for watching, I do hope you enjoyed. Do look after yourselves and be excellent to each other, have a wonderful evening, thank you very much for coming along, and I shall see you guys on Thursday.